Coming up on this week's episode of Unpicked, these are big boy allegations. Big boy allegations. Who would have thought?
It's the irony
Lizzo?
for me, as a director of performance, speaking to your fellow artists, I don't feel like critical comment is not fair play.
Can't we laugh? Can't we kiki?
Wagwan peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, damn to the Zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. We on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick.
Family them, welcome back to the show. Thank you for joining us.
As always.
New friends, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you like what you hear and what you see, or just what you hear, depending on the platform. And you subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're listening on the audio platforms, please follow. 4 to 5 star rating. I've seen how many people are listening and the numbers are not adding up. I've seen how many followers we got. The number of likes should be correlating with the number of followers we have. It's not matching. And I know our content's popping, so it can't be the content. That's the reason why you can't be bothered to press like. So hit the like button. It's not hard.
Obviously.
Okay? It's not hard. Anyway, for the new friends, hey, hello, hi, peeps. My name is Dami Zane in the building, and I'm here with my co-host friend. He's been downgraded from bestie because he doesn't check on me. My co-host
Venom. With bad digs attached, it's okay. I know how it be in these streets. You get me?
That's right.
When you man them,
get used to it.
When you man them, boy, you just get the negative.
It's got nothing to do.
You get the negative
with
accolades upon introduction. It's all good.
It's got nothing to do with being man them,
Okay.
and it's everything to do with being a good friend. Sometimes I message Venom and I won't get a reply. Sometimes I'll be like, I've uploaded the new episode. He won't even watch it. At this point, it's a one-man show it's a one-woman show with Sideman. That's what this is. That's what this is. And I'm starting to reevaluate if this friendship should even go on. We can carry on with the podcast, but should I really be calling you my friend? I don't know, question mark. But anyway.
See it there?
The podcast credentials are going to be in the description. The QR code is going to be on the screen. Do what you gotta do. Also, quick announcement. I know some people be emailing us. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I have not pre'd our inbox for a very long time. So if there are emails in there and you're waiting for a response, please forgive us. Show us some grace and some mercies. We will get back to you. I promise. Anyway, from the title of the show, you already know what we're going to talk about. At this point, Venom and I don't know what we're going to talk about. We're just going to see where things go. But you can see from the title of the show what we ended up discussing. And we're just going to get straight into the thing. You happy? Anyway, whether you're happy or not, we're going ahead. Are you ready?
You ready?
Okay. Would you rather know when you're going to die or know how you're going to die?
How?
How, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't you think that's going to be a bit peak? You know how you're going to die, but you don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to know when. Because
Imagine it's something like how it happens is you're going to die in your sleep.
calm, that's probably one of the best ways to go.
It is one of the best ways to go, but every night.
I mean, I'm not like a worryful person. I wouldn't be like, oh, tonight could be the night. I'd just be like, I'm gonna die in my sleep. That's how it happens. It might say like, I don't know, airplane crash. I don't think I would then stop taking flights to places.
I would, because I want to be here forever.
But you would never be able to escape it because it's already certain.
I'd be doing the world a disservice. Once I leave this earth, like, it's gonna be dry without me in it.
No, never mind. Never mind the billions of others.
Who cares about them? It's in everybody's best interests that I try and mitigate circumstances.
Yeah, but then you just know if you. So let's say, for example, it's something like that's very different. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's an airplane thing, and you're avoiding it. You're not catching no flights now. Wherever you're located, let's say it's England, you're staying there, and then something comes up, and by force you have to get on a plane. Now you almost know this is it.
There's no by force. There's no such thing as by force.
Yeah, but it's gonna have to happen. So at some point by force you're gonna have to get on the plane.
If I'm told it's gonna happen by plane and I never get on a plane, the only other option is that the plane falls on top of me, because I will not get on a plane. There's nothing. There's nothing.
I think you realise how the fate thing works.
But something like it's gonna happen in your sleep, I'll still sleep, bro, because me, I love my sleep. If that's how I gotta go, that's how I gotta go. The world will have to do without me. It'll be a very sad world, but it will do without me. It's fine. It's okay. Yeah. All right. Question 2. Not be able to taste. Or not be able to see color.
That's a really good one, actually.
I know. Taste or color? Taste or color? Taste or color? Taste or color? Taste or color?
I've never actually experienced the world in black and white. But like, bad food is bad food, isn't it?
Bad food is bad food.
It's just how much. To be fair, my Instagram was black and white once upon a time, and I quite liked it, so the color would have to go.
Cool. You don't want to know what my mind was thinking about when I was thinking about taste. Number 3.
Wow. Would that be a good thing or bad thing, though? Like,
depends on what you're asking me here. In terms of context.
So if you couldn't taste, wherever your mind had gone, then you wouldn't necessarily know if the situation was good or bad. So now you can't make an informed judgment as to whether you should continue.
And now you don't know exactly.
That's what I mean.
Exactly. It could be good or bad. There's pros and cons to everything. Okay, number 3. Would you rather see how the world started or see how the world will end?
I'll end for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Because if you subscribe to the belief in God, or even if you don't, even if you believe in science, the creation of the world is very overwhelming to the basic human brain. So I think trying to comprehend such a thing is almost like a waste of time. Even if I did see it and I understand, it'd be so hard to even explain to another person. I'd just be like, what's the point? Whereas at least if I saw how it ended, I'd be like, oh, that happened. The destruction is a lot more simple than creation.
I mean, yeah, I'll probably choose the same thing, to be fair.
Have you seen, do you remember DJ Cuppy?
Yes,
and she was recently engaged to Ryan Taylor when they met at some place. I can't remember where they went, but they went to some place. They met each other. They basically got engaged almost instantly, and he was apparently seeing someone. Anyway, they split, and not in a bad way, but in my mind I thought, okay, cool. I can imagine that happening because they're a very, very new couple and they went very far very quickly. But my have you seen with regards to them or her was that they stopped up following each other, and that's how everyone knew they split. And then she was in Nigeria with Swae Lee, if you remember Swae Lee, talking about I like guys with big boats. Did you see that? What did you think about it?
What's there to think?
I'm just asking.
I saw it. I didn't think anything of it. The DJ Cuppy thing and her fiance, I can't remember his name.
Ryan Taylor, the guy that she was with.
Yeah, him. That, I had more thoughts about that when they got engaged. Because I was like, I mean, I don't believe in love at first sight. I don't believe in meeting someone and just knowing that you're going to marry them within minutes of meeting them. I do believe in infatuation and liking the idea of someone, and then once you get to know them, then you know. And I think that happens. I do think that happens quickly. I think that can take a matter of months.
Infatuation.
To get to know someone. Yeah, I do. What I'm trying to say is, infatuation happens straight away, but then you get to know them, and then you realize, yeah, they're the one. And I think that can happen in a matter of months.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be years. But with their situation, it was days.
Yeah, it was days.
And that's too soon. Like, even getting to know someone within months, unless you've literally seen them in every single possible scenario, you don't know them. You only know what they're showing you. So that I guess you can never know someone enough. But I think it's just too risky to do proposal rest of my life after a few days. And I know there's some stories, not a lot of stories, but there's some stories out there of people doing that and their marriage lasting forever. Right?
I mean, I don't think they're from our generation, but yeah.
Whatever generation, I don't know what generation they're in. I don't even want to comment on that, to be fair, because I don't know. Like, I know we both know a couple who met and knew that they met and they knew straight away, and they're married and they're still married, and the last time I spoke to them, they were happily married. Do you get it? So, and they've gone over 10 years now. So it's looking like they're gonna be our generation's version of that, if everything by the grace of God works out the way that they want it to, right? So I that's why I said I don't even want to comment on previous generation, because I think it's possible, but my point is it's not every relationship. It's few and far between. It's like a needle in a haystack, that sort of situation, right? So when I heard this with Cuppy and this guy, and it shows you how much I had predicted that this would happen, that they would split, because I didn't even bother to remember his name.
I only remember it because of the article. I didn't remember his name either.
I didn't even bother to remember his name. But anyway, so I knew that's not gonna last, right? So when I heard she was with SWAAE LEE on a boat talking about she like big, I said, well, I mean, I predicted that she would be single soon and that she'd probably start dating somebody else. I knew that from when she was supposedly engaged with a Haribo ring or whatever the ring he used.
Oh, was it a Haribo ring? I thought it was a real ring.
I don't know. I don't know if it was a Haribo ring. I'm taking a myth. I heard it wasn't even a real ring, because he didn't even have time to buy the ring because they just met. So if he had a ring, that would have been wild. Indeed. Yeah. So that's I mean, sis, you're single, do what you want to do. If that's what you like, fine. But we all knew that marriage wasn't gonna happen. And even if they had got married,
it'd still be doubtful.
Lasted.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's gonna last.
I definitely always had my doubts.
She for a very long time, because I mean, I think I must have spoken about this bare times about the Nigerian culture for women. She's expected to have been married by now, right? So the age that she's at, which I can't even remember the age to be fair, but at the age that she's at, there's lots of conversations, and there have been lots of conversations on socials, and I'm sure she would have heard it from her family and stuff like that, whether she wants to admit or not. And African blogs saying she's single, when is she gonna settle down? She needs to chill, because you know she's into pink, she's very like out there and
flamboyant, and
she's flamboyant. She doesn't dress and present in the typical way that is deemed as acceptable
for Nigerian women,
within the Nigerian culture. So people were like, she needs to kind of like stop wearing pink hair, for example, so she can look decent. She changed her weave recently, and she had like black hair with just a strip of pink, and people were like, thank God she's gone back to black hair. This suits her better. Now she's gonna find a husband.
Oh my God, I guess that age, and now I'm right, you know.
How old?
30. But I said that off the top of my head. And
in my culture, that's old. She's old cargo. She's past sell by date. She's why are you not married? No man wants you. She's done. She's a cougar. She might as well buy cats. In my culture. And yes, that means I'm talking about me too, because I'm over 30 at this point. At that point, you're old. So people been talking about she's old, when like she needs to this, she needs to that. I feel like she just wanted people to shut up about the fact that she's not married. That's why she did the whole we're getting engaged, the love of my life, to someone she knew for 5 minutes.
But then how do you get someone to propose to you? And like, do you know what I mean? It takes two to tango. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously, like she didn't propose to herself, but I think that she comes from money, and she comes from old money. She's not even like new like that. Her dad's one of the richest men in the world. I don't care what that guy's making. He ain't got access to the funds that she's got access to. So I think it would be pretty easy for her to find someone that wants to marry her for clout and money.
So do you think he was looking at her as a come up, or do you think?
I don't want to make that. I don't want to say that or allege that.
Or do you think that makes it? I think
he probably saw the access he would have, the lifestyle he would have had
if he was
secured.
in.
It's secured, like, and if he combines that to his money, they're laughing. So it makes sense economically for him to join to a woman of that ilk. Do you know what I mean? Also, side note, I hate that I say, do you know what I mean?
Do you say that a lot?
Oh my Lord.
Do you know what I mean?
And I can't stop.
That's your lingo. That's ingrained in your thing.
It's so ingrained, and there's no need. It's filler. There's no need for me to say
most
it.
Words are filler.
Because I've made the point, and the point makes sense, and I'll be like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And I think, damn me, you're a reserved babe now. You're a classic babe.
Do you know what I mean?
Stop saying, do you know what I mean? Guys, I challenge you to count how many times does Dami say, do you know what I mean? And leave it in the comments. I need to see the number so that I'm embarrassed.
Wow.
So that I try and decrease every episode. Because I hear it and I cringe inside. And I'm like, oh, it annoys me, so it must annoy other people. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the whole situation. She's single now. Go on, sis. Do what you gotta do. That's fine. Like, have your fun. Yeah. Have you seen Venom? Have you seen this one? Yeah. Oh.
Is this the one?
Have you seen?
Oh, is this that one?
LIZZO.
Have indeed.
LIZZO.
She's been lighting up all the blogs now.
If you lot haven't seen, heard, caught a whiff of this, you have been hiding under a rock. No disrespect. Not even trying to be rude. No cap. Lizzo's ex-dancers, 2 of them, named Ariana Davis and Crystal Williams, have spoken out against Lizzo. They are accusing her of fat shaming, essentially, sexual harassment, and not very nice working environment. Let's put it that way. Off the back of that, there's now a lawsuit, which is why I said alleged, because nobody knows the truth. Right? There's a lawsuit going on at the moment. Lizzo has been silent. She's not said a word in terms of at this point that we are recording this episode. Lizzo has not said a word, right? It's got so big on the socials and on the blogs that people that have worked with Lizzo she did a show years ago. I don't know if it was on Amazon Prime or if it was on mainstream TV, about like big bigger people in the music industry and then the dance industry, and I forget the name of the show, and I'll probably have to scroll on my iPad to get the name, to be fair. But she did a show, and a director that worked with her on that show basically came back and said, yeah, I worked with her for 2 weeks, and in that 2 weeks, with what I saw, I had to drop out. There's other dancers that have worked with her that have said they're not part of the lawsuit, but they can confirm that they experienced similar things to what has been said by Ariana and Crystal. I did some research around what it was that they're saying that she actually did. And let me get, because I don't want to misquote or get this wrong. But essentially, apparently she didn't outright call them fat, but she would make references. Like, one of them said that how she'd gained some weight and her dancing abilities didn't change. To her, it didn't change. But Lizzo would ask her questions like, why are you bigger? Things like that. There was a conversation around, or there's an allegation about, they were forced to go to strip clubs on tour.
Yeah, that's the one that I read mainly about.
Also, and you know, with this particular person, she's a Christian, or I'm getting the impression she's a Christian, because she said that she spoke out about it, that she didn't want to get involved, but Lizzo was like, you have to. So she's saying that she was forced to go do things that was outside of the remit of her faith.
Okay. In how I read it, it didn't say that, but it's the same thing. Basically, the show's part was referring to this Amsterdam trip / performance that they did at this banana something or the other show. And it's just to give the audience some kind of context as to what was happening. There's bananas, and they kind of get used sexually in the show, and Lizzo and dancers were involved in the show. And then Lizzo was...
So with this, so no, this is different. So she alleged that Lizzo organised a night out for the dancers in a strip club in Amsterdam. So it must have been before that actual show or performance, they went on a night out in Amsterdam. And she felt pressured into touching a naked performer's breasts as the star was leading chants of her name until she did so. So they weren't part of the performance.
No.
They were on a night out.
Right.
They were on a night out. So she's saying that she was forced or pressured to attend sex shows while on tour in Europe, even though it was against her religious beliefs. I'm assuming Christianity. Maybe I shouldn't, but I feel
like that's against any religious belief if you
exactly.
If you subscribe to any religion.
So the accusations are including sexual, religious, and racial harassment, discrimination, assault, and false imprisonment. Now, these are...
What is false imprisonment?
These are big boy allegations. Big boy allegations. I'm sitting in a
that's what I was getting. That's what I was getting from
fumbled.
I was getting that energy from it, though.
I'm sitting in a bad boy piece of information, or a big boy piece of information, or whatever it is that my good sis, Lani Good said, right? It's going to haunt me. I'm going to need to remember what that line is.
I feel like it was bad. I think it was bad boy.
Bad boy piece of information.
Yeah. Either bad boy or bad man.
It's not man. It's like
it's definitely not bad man.
Yeah. It's alliteration. No, guys, you know what? Yeah, because I have to go on Google. It's going to kill me. I need to know what it was.
Whilst you find it, I'll just explain what false imprisonment is, because I have no idea. It says false imprisonment is a common law offence involving the unlawful and intentional or reckless detention of the victim. That's the opening statement. There's more to it, but that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm sitting on a bad boy piece of information. Yeah, bad boy. I knew it was alliteration. So yes, this is that bad boy piece of information, I have to say. Because who would have thought? Who would have thought?
It's the irony for me.
It's the irony for me. Do you know this info? This is why, I believe that Beyonce has eyes everywhere. Because in the more recent, since this has surfaced, the shows that Beyonce has done, I don't know what song it is, where she mentions Lizzo in one of the lyrics. Yeah. She's removed it. So in the last 2 shows, or however many shows since this information has come out, Beyonce is not mentioning Lizzo.
Yeah, I can't remember what track that is, but
she just says Badu, 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 Badu. She just removes her name and just...
Oh, it's that bit where she's just shouting out bare random black women.
Different people. Yeah. She doesn't call Lizzo.
It's the houses. It's when she's doing the houses at the end of... Yeah, I know what track it is.
Anyway, yeah. I'm sure everyone will know what that is.
Wow.
She doesn't. She just...
It's fun. No, to me it's funny because Lizzo was basically the beacon for body positivity, and like that was the person everyone latched onto, and they would defend because obviously her body got policed a lot and her image has been policed a lot. As a celebrity.
Still does.
No,
yeah,
I know.
Still does.
Like even in lockdown, I remember Puff Daddy was doing like a live kind of marathon where he was on stream, and then every, I don't know, hour or every, whatever the interval was, he'll call some other famous person on and they'd have a little convo and whatnot. And I can't remember who it was that came on and they were dancing and they were all vibing together. Then when Lizzo came on, Lizzo did exactly the same thing. And he was like, whoa, take it easy. Because obviously when she dances, there's a lot more happening. And he got a little bit of stick for it. Not a lot, but that was the main thing that I saw when I was like, oh yeah, like really, she's just getting policed like everywhere kind of thing. But to find out that she herself...
Of all the people to be fat shaming, Lizzo, it shouldn't be you.
It's wild, man. It's wild.
It shouldn't be you. Not even because of her size herself.
No, it's got nothing to do with her size.
But not because of that. Because some, like online, listen, Twitter is the wild, wild west. That place is a jungle. The way people talk on there, they don't give a heck. Yeah, there's no niceties. So you can imagine when this dropped on Twitter, what the replies were saying, what the reposts were saying. Oh yeah, it's not retweet no more because Elon's changed Twitter to this X symbol.
It's a repost.
Real quick, quick digression. I switched off my auto
updates.
What's the word? Updates. Thank you. So I still got the bird and I still got retweets. Everybody else is dealing with that stupid X thing, not me. Till they force me.
You're dealing with the X thing. You're just in denial.
So anyway, I'm not happy. It's not happening. So anyway, so in the replies and in the repost / retweets, people were going in. People were resurfacing old memes, old videos, taking the mick out of Lizzo's weight. There was one video where they're saying it's Lizzo. We don't know if it was Lizzo or not, where this guy is driving those tennis carts. No, not tennis cart, golf cart. And he's in the front with a girl who's slim. The cart's moving fine. They're like, wait. Someone wants to get on the back. And this bigger lady sits at the back and the cart literally
tilts up
tilts up, and they're like, whoa, get off. People are saying that's Lizzo. We don't know. There's that picture of it's not DJ, Rick Ross, topless with his breasts out, and then there's a picture of Lizzo on the other side, and they always compare them because they're always
I've never seen this.
When they're like with him. I need to find the image and I'll put it on the screen if I find it, guys. But with him, they're like, this isn't body positivity, but with Lizzo it is. And now they've changed it to say that his is body positivity and hers isn't, or something along those lines, because obviously,
Flipping the script.
so there's a lot of like memes and stuff out there right now mocking Lizzo's size again, because she's opened herself up for that.
Yeah, I mean,
these allegations.
So that's the part.
I mean, okay, hold on. Let me change my language. The allegations have opened her up for it. But if, let's say it's true.
Yeah, assuming it's true.
Putting her size aside, right? Lizzo is the last person that should be doing this, because she's got a whole fan base of plus-sized women, plus-sized non-binary, plus-sized men, plus-size transgender, plus-size everything, that follow her because she represents body positivity. She represents someone who is plus-sized in the music industry, that wears sexy clothes. Although I don't know if we could say it's sexy when she wears it, but that wears sexy clothes. That's subjective. That wears sexy clothes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's totally subjective.
That gyrates, all that. I'm not trying to cuss her. I just don't think it looks nice on her, but other people might like it on her. So that's why I had to kind of like rescind that comment. And I'm trying not to be too toxic. Trying really hard. She's the last person that should be doing this. I mean, I was looking at some of her credentials, for example. It says here that I'm trying to remember the name of the show that she was on. Hold on. Just had it. I'm trying to remember the name of the show that she did. She did a show about size.
You know what the thing is as well, though, right? It's like, when is it okay to talk about size?
So this is the thing. I have a very controversial view about size. And I feel like before I say it, I need to give my truth and my context as a person and my relationship with my size.
Yes.
Now, I am not a skinny girl, okay? I am not slim. I've been slim one time in my life when I decided to not eat properly and I lost mad weight and I struggled to keep it off because that's not how I'm supposed to be. And when I got that small, I didn't even like how I looked. It didn't suit me. So I've kind of always accepted that I have to be not fat. I would never call myself fat. I mean, sometimes I do, but it's wrong. But I've always been, I've always had meat on my bones. Let's just put it that way, right? You can call me mid-sized, right? Or whatever you want to call it. And that's, it took me a long time for me to accept that was my destiny.
Right.
And even now, as I'm getting older and I'm trying to lose weight or trying to get back to a size that I think is decent, my body's like, sis, it's going to take you longer. It's harder for me to do. But growing up, I used to get bullied for my size. And that's because I went to in secondary school, well, for the latter half of my secondary school experience, I went to a predominantly white school. I was one of like 3 black girls. And I happened to be the one that wasn't born in Essex. So I stuck out like a sore thumb because I spoke like I was from ends. I walked, talked, acted like I was from ends. Had a bit of an attitude. They brought me down to size because they didn't like it. It was very foreign to them. And this was a time when you didn't have as much diversity in that area. So they didn't even know what to do with me. And if you've got all the other black people that are a minority who also act like you as well, they weren't going to take to me. And that's fine. I get it now as an adult. I get it. But my body developed. I've spoken about this before. My body developed quicker than the other girls in school. So I had breast, I had bum, I had thighs. Yeah. I didn't like it, but I had it.
Yeah.
So they called me fat in school, and trigger warning, but I developed some sort of an eating, I don't want to call it the word, but that's what it was. So I would starve myself. I would refuse to eat. If I ate or binged, I would try and I would punish myself for it. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. So I've always had a very unhealthy relationship with food, a very unhealthy relationship with how I see my body dysmorphia, you name it, constantly on a diet or some sort of diet fad, constantly trying to lose weight and everything, like for pretty much the majority of my life. That's how it's been. So again, on paper, I should be the last person saying this, what I'm about to say. With all of that in mind, yeah, I think it's dangerous when we take body positivity too far. I think everyone has the right to be comfortable in their skin. No one should be discriminated against because they're big, small, short, tall, fat, lanky, whatever it is, yeah. No, like, you should be accepted and respected no matter your size, colour, everything,
accepted,
shape, no matter what.
And respected.
Accepted and respected. However, we need to stop gassing people up, and to the point where they're starting to think that it's okay for them to stay that way. So the reason why I say this is because being overweight or being too skinny is unhealthy. And I think we overlook that bit because we want to be doing body positivity. We can still accept and respect you as you are, as well as be like, try and encourage you to have a more healthy lifestyle.
But then isn't that
it's
problematic in itself? Because
no, it's not.
I mean,
it's not.
From my perspective, because where do you draw the line of people being where do you draw the line of how people encourage others? Don't
lie. Let's start there.
So what's the lie? In Lizzo's example, like,
me personally, if someone posts a picture of them wearing something, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you look good, if it doesn't look good.
I hear that. I'm not a yes queen kind of person. However, I have seen women who are Lizzo size who I think are very attractive. I personally don't find Lizzo attractive.
Hear me out. That's why I said, let's not lie. Let's start there. Because I think a lot of people, in the name of in the name of, it's weird.
It's wokeness. It's just woke. It's in the name of wokeness.
But it's extreme wokeness. So where we're lying to people now.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we don't want to hurt their feelings. Those sometimes hurt feelings. And if you're too scared, don't say anything at all. Because when I see videos and stuff, and and I'm not just talking about people that are big. Yeah. Even really slim or really tall, or no matter your shape. If you're wearing something and I think, that's not it. I'm not going to be in the comments, oh my God, yes, oh my God, you're so confident. I'm just going to keep quiet, mute. I'm just going to keep scrolling. Because I'm not helping that person by lying to them. And if I say the truth, I'm going to get butchered. So it's in my best interest. I just mind my business and keep it pushing. I don't need to lie. And remember, I'm someone that struggles with my own weight. Yeah. I prefer people to be honest with me. I don't want my friends to be like, yes, sis. And I'm now walking the streets. And other people are looking at me and they're like,
yeah, but it's like,
and my friends are like, yeah.
The thing is, there are people who also feel the yassis energy. I understand there are people lying, but there's also people who aren't lying, who genuinely are like,
that's
girl
fine.
slay.
That's fine. That's fine if you're telling the truth. I just don't want people to lie anymore.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people who are lying aren't lying to themselves.
Do you think
it's subconscious?
Do you think a lot of?
I feel like a lot of people are brainwashed.
I feel like a lot of people. I feel like there's an element of that for some, but I obviously, again, I can't quantify. But I also feel like there's a lot of people out there that are just following the status quo, because if they don't, it's a problem. It's the same thing. It's the same. For me, it's the same principle as black women blindly agreeing with each other. And the moment you're the one that is saying something else, even if it's right, if it's something else, they don't like you. They're coming for you. So it's like by force we have to be monolith.
Yeah, no.
And I think some people are lying because they're scared of being the one to say that doesn't look nice on you.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely don't share my opinions online like that anyway.
But there's people like us that don't share our opinions like that. Like for me, I'm a very much if I ain't got nothing nice to say, it stays in my lips. Unless
the platform is one where critique is welcome, or it's not bullying. If you know what I mean.
Even if critique is welcomed, if I haven't got something nice to say, I'm not going to say it, especially on an online platform. If I'm amongst my friends in private and it's like, what did you think of Lizzo's outfit? Do you think it looks nice on her? Absolutely not. I don't like it. She shouldn't be wearing that. That's fine. But online, what's my own?
Yeah. I'm definitely not going to be commenting on something subjective. I'm talking about more so if it's something that you can have a critical opinion about this. But if it's something subjective like beauty, it has no value to me.
I will be honest because this is my platform. I'll say whatever I like. If you don't like it, switch off. I think Lizzo is pretty in the face. I think that she has confidence and I rate her for that. It might sound like a backhanded comment, but it's the truth. That's my truth. But I feel like some of the things she wears, she shouldn't be wearing it because it doesn't suit her body shape. BBL fashion is not for everyone.
Lizzo's an interesting one for me. I agree with your comment. I think she's got a very pretty face. I am not a fan of her body only because I'm very particular about the shape of someone's body. And whilst there are women who are just as big, if not bigger than Lizzo, whose body I find attractive, it's based on the shape. And she doesn't have the shape that I find attractive.
Yeah, because she's you probably like an hourglass type of figure.
Yeah, just that more so than anything else. In terms of the fashion choices, because she's a performer and an artist, I feel like whatever you wear, if you're that kind of celebrity, is just to the advantage of advancing your celebrity. So I don't feel she wears the wrong things, considering she's that kind of sexually liberated person that she wants to be doing these kind of things with her dancers and whatnot, as well as that's how she wants to parade on stage. So I get that. I think it reflects her personality somewhat clearly.
Fair enough.
But
you can still do that without...
It's just not to my taste.
You can still do that and complement your body shape.
No, for sure, but...
I can't wear BBL fashion. I don't have a BBL shape. So, I mean, it looks ridiculous on me. I can say that. And I don't care. There's other types of clothes out there. I can still be sexy without wearing BBL fashion. Or the cutouts and leotards. You can still be sexy without wearing that. She can still ooze her sexual freedom, liberty. She can still be oozing sexual liberty without wearing clothes that are actually not flattering for her body.
I hear that, but that's based on how you view flattery, if you understand what I mean.
No. There's people that do, for example, personal shoppers, fashion designers, or what are the people that stylists. They know that different body shapes require different clothing, types of clothing, because you have to dress to flatter your body shape. And I'll be frank, I think what Lizzo does is I think Lizzo's fashion is supposed to be like, whoa, what is she wearing? I don't think it's sexual liberty. I think it's whoa. She wants that whoa. She wants people to talk about her. That's what she wants.
Yeah,
because if it was about sexual liberty, then she would dress she would wear something flattering. I think the memo that her stylists have got is we want the shock factor. We want the that's what we want. That's different. So what I'm saying is she can still dress for her shape and it be flattering. I don't think the memo that is being given to her stylists is dress her in a way that is flattering to her body. I reckon if we got a group of our own stylists who were actually qualified, not people that we just picked, and they were to talk about how she should dress to portray, illustrate sexual liberty, I guarantee they probably won't choose the clothes that she's been wearing.
Yeah, but it's subjective because they're basing it on their opinion and how they view it. It's not like she's not
really
been styled by different people because she's even done Fenty campaigns.
Yeah, but again, the memo would be for this person. This is the memo for them. Yeah. This is their brand. Part of her brand is not sexual liberty.
I'm not saying her brand is sexual liberty.
It's shock factor. It's shock factor. So they're like, okay, shock factor, cool. We need to put the most controversial outfits on Lizzo because that's her brand. Not necessarily we need to put flattering clothes on her because that's her brand.
Yeah, I'm not saying that she goes for the most flattering clothes.
You understand me? Yeah, she doesn't go for flattering clothes. She goes for exactly. And that's not subjective because there's qualifications behind fashion styling.
Of course.
There's rules. There's rules to this.
It's a study. There's science. But there's no rules to how someone feels, though.
That's why it's not subjective.
No, but it's subjective. But your opinion and my
opinion in terms of body flattery,
is subjective.
in terms of body flattery, I don't believe that. I don't agree because someone can look at me, different stylists can look at me and be like, "Damn, you've got this body shape." And according to the science of your body shape, you should be wearing X, Y, Z.
No,
that's
according to the science of your body shape and these rules that I'm asking you to subscribe to, this is the answer. But you have to subscribe to the rules also, is what I'm saying. The rules are not fixed.
Okay, cool. We can agree to disagree and move on. I feel like Lizzo's the last person that should be shaming anyone for anything because the whole point of your brand is to liberate people from judgment and shame.
Well, that's what's been attached to her brand. I get that. Well,
no, but she's played into it because again, she dresses in a way that originally people didn't expect people of her size and shape to dress, and she plays into people fat shame her. She plays into that by wearing even more outlandish, more clothes that people are like, you shouldn't be wearing that because of your size. So it's become part of her brand. The whole, I'm going to break the mold. I'm going to be outside of the box. I'm going to do things that you don't expect somebody of my size to do. I'm going to dress the way that you don't want or like or expect people of my size to dress. So you're the last person that should be. This, basically what I'm saying is, in a nutshell, this is off-brand, Lizzo. This is very off-brand for
you. But that's why I started with my original question of at what point can you talk about someone's weight, like being fat or...
I think, and I still say what I'm saying, I think there needs to be a line. I think there's a difference between...
I mean, from the perspective of Lizzo.
Overly... Oh, right, okay, not generally. Okay, let me take it back. I think with Lizzo... Let me get some clarity from you, because you're saying at what point do we stop talking about people's size?
So I'm saying at what point can we talk about size? So if, for example, we know that Lizzo is big, so at what point or when is she allowed or not allowed to talk about other people's weight and their weight journey?
So if you had asked that question from the get-go, we wouldn't have had all of that conversation. So I think with Lizzo, I don't think that there's anything wrong with her talking about people's size, but the issue about this is it gives the vibe of like she was bullying them or she was trying to, I mean, the wording that they're using is fat shaming. And again,
That's because it's a
no,
bus.
I think
That's 'cause
actually
it's a
no.
bus
I take
term,
it back.
though.
I think I take it back. I take it back. I think I have answered your question, because Lizzo shouldn't be fat shaming anyone, because part of her brand is to disperse that. Part of her brand is to go against that grain. Part of her brand is to tell people that irrespective of your size, you can do whatever the hell you like. You can look however way you like. You can dress however way you like, because irrespective of your size. So if that is your brand, you have no business. You have absolutely no business fat shaming anyone. The term fat shaming should not even be in the same sentence as your name, because your brand is anti.
I'm just gonna get a definition so I'm clear on exactly what fat shaming is, because to me, you know, when she said, well, you said that one of the dancers said that they had put on a bit of weight.
Are you getting bigger?
Yeah, and she made that comment, are you getting bigger?
Why?
And
I think she said why. I think it was why.
Or why are you getting bigger?
Yeah.
And that it was
why
affecting
are you
her
getting,
dance ability.
why are you bigger? Yeah, why are you bigger?
So fat shaming, the action or practice of humiliating someone judged to be fat or overweight by making mocking or critical comments about their size.
Yep, critical comment. Right. So why are you bigger? Why are you bigger is a critical comment.
It's a critical comment for sure.
And it's judgment. Yeah. So it is fat shaming.
It's both critical and it's judgment. Cool. And the person was overweight. They said so themselves, right? So
yeah.
Where this comes in for me,
so again, taking it back,
is as a I guess she's the artist, but in that moment she may be looking at herself as the director of the performance. As a director of performance, speaking to your fellow artists, I don't feel like critical comment is not fair play, because all of you together are a performance. So being critical of anybody's anything, to me, is fair play in terms of performance.
No,
the fact that the person is overweight and questioning their weight, that is a cause for concern. But she then tied that to her dance ability, because the person said,
no, she didn't.
You said that she
No, she didn't.
What
I said. Let me tell you what I said.
You go for it.
I said that the dancer said that yes, they had gained weight, but in their opinion, it didn't change their ability to dance. It didn't change their performance at all.
Yeah.
She didn't actually say, or there's no records that I've seen of her saying that Lizzo tried to say that because I'm bigger, I can't perform. She just mentioned that she didn't think her performance was any different. I guess from the way that, because I can read it to you the way it was written, but I'm guessing she made that comment to try and say that Lizzo had no business talking about my size because my performance
was the same. Okay.
Yeah. So she said, Miss Davis said, my dancing ability was the same. My energy was the same. The only thing about me that was different was my weight. She claimed there was this underlying air of, why are you bigger? So she's not said that Lizzo said to her that your performance is off. Why are you bigger? She's just saying that Lizzo made a comment about her weight. And as far as she's concerned, unless it's impacting my ability to do my job, why are you
comment on it?
Why are you asking me about my weight? Exactly. So back to what I was gonna say, in answer to your question about what you just said about, in terms of being a performer, talking to another performer and having critique. If Lizzo had only critiqued her performance, her ability to perform, that's fine. That's fine. But you shouldn't be asking someone, why are you bigger? That's too much. Because somebody could ask you, Lizzo, why are you big? Just like that. Why are you big singing like that? Why are you big twerking like that?
But it's not a question of why are you big, it's why are you bigger. Bigger is different.
Okay, why are you big? Okay, why are you bigger, Lizzo? Why are you bigger? Because, do you know what I'm saying? So
but there might be.
I answered your question.
No, I'm aware. But there might be. There might be implications to the bigger. I don't know what the size difference was between before and after. It could have been a wardrobe situation. It could have been big. It could have been more than.
Then it should be. If that's the case, it shouldn't even be coming from Lizzo. It shouldn't. we all know that for the production of a show,
Mm-hmm.
production of a show, there's the producer, there's the manager of the show, of the mechanics of the show. The only people like Beyonce, she's not just a performer, she's the manager, she's the producer, she's the one that's got the vision, the creative vision. Some of these artists, they have someone that's their job.
Mm-hmm. Most.
I'm going to perform in Glastonbury. They've got somebody else that decides what the concept is, how that's going to be displayed, and then they loop in the designer, the set designers. They loop in the costume designers. They loop in all of that. So then, if it was coming from them, that listen, sis, yesterday we did a sizing. Now what's going on? This doesn't fit the creative vision. That's them. But this allegation is on LIZZO.
No, I'm aware.
Herself.
I'm aware.
So to me, she has no business asking that question, why are you bigger? You shouldn't be asking me that question at all. And I guess that's why Miss Davids was like, my performance was the same. My ability to perform was the same. So she has no reason. What I did think, though, was to you, your performance is the same. To you, your ability to perform was the same. We don't know if that's true because that is subjective. And it could be that was the case. That's why the question was asked. We will never know. The lawsuit is happening. We're not going to know much about it. Lizzo's not spoken about it as of.
Well, in her Rumor song, she has like bare lyrics that seem to all actually be related to this. I don't know if they actually are.
Yeah, she spoke about a lawsuit and all this.
Yeah, and in that song, she said that she signed the NDA. So I think that's probably why she's not made a response to these allegations that have now come out, because it quite clearly says in the song like everything that's going on.
And also if there's an NDA signed, then that could be the answer to the lawsuit, in that, like, why is this out in the blogs? You've signed an NDA about what happened on that night in Amsterdam or whatever. Do you get what I mean? And Lizzo could bite back with defamation if she.
100%. But it probably isn't going their way.
But what, Lizzo's way?
No. The
dancers.
Yeah. If it's in process now.
Well, they got terminated. So I read between the lines. Basically, they don't work with Lizzo.
No, I know, but they've still got the lawsuit.
So their contract got terminated, and then the lawsuit happened.
Yeah.
So my feeling is that after their contracts got terminated, they got the sack. They were disgruntled, and so they decided to
do something about it.
To do this lawsuit, and they're saying that there's other dancers will corroborate what they said, and other dancers are also scared of Lizzo.
Yeah.
They're scared,
and other dancers have
to talk. They're scared to talk, and some have, and even the director that I said, I spoke about the director. I forget her name. She also spoke, and she was like, "Yep, I worked with her for 2 weeks," and I said, "Not me, boy." She said she worked with her for 2 weeks, and she couldn't. She said she ain't gonna do it no more. And I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it is true, because we all know that these artists live different lives to what they show us. And when you've grown up with the likes of Chris Brown, R. Kelly, Trey Songz, who else had allegations against them now? Jay-Z as well now.
Oh, what ones for
like
Jay-Z?
Anything is possible. Oh no, he's not accepting his son or something like that. There's also these allegations about Aaliyah, him dating Aaliyah underage and all this business. So and even people have noticed that when he met Beyonce, Beyonce was underage as well and stuff like that. Yeah, so there's all these things coming out with these artists that people respect. At some point, some people still do. And we're hearing all these stories about them. And it's like, okay, there's another world that we are not privy to. So if Lizzo happens to be, excuse my French, a bitch behind closed doors, I'm not surprised anymore. I've heard worse. Do you know what I mean? So, it is what it is. But Lizzo, my friend, you, my dear, you shouldn't be fat shaming not one single song.
Yeah, the fat shaming was the one that I was like, what? But...
And the sexual harassment one,
the sexual harassment didn't even move me, because I mean,
I think a lot of people are focusing on the fat shaming much, which I get why.
It's because of the irony of it, yeah.
I know, which I understand, but the sexual harassment one's actually the more serious thing.
The sexual harassment one, it just speaks more to the character, because I don't think the fat shaming, well, obviously it can't be coming from a hateful place in a sense, because Lizzo is a bigger person also. So I think it's just indicative of maybe the fact that she's a bit of a character in that way, not the nicest person. And this is how it manifested in that scenario. And it manifested as, I also think, sexual harassment in another scenario.
Yeah, I also think that she might just be a diva. And because she is out there sexually and she's got some sass to her, Lizzo, she's got some sass, I think I can easily see how some of the things that she said can be taken the wrong way. And it might be that not even, I mean, I don't know, I wasn't there, none of us was there, but it might be that she just said something in a sassy way and then these...
Yeah, and then they're just taking it like out of context.
And they've taken it
for
so
the purpose
far.
Of the
Yeah. Because the way people say things, even in jest, someone might take it as that's funny, and somebody else might take it as no, you've gone too far.
I could imagine
going
to,
you know, it could
going to one of them shows in Amsterdam with friends, and then someone being like, "Oh God, better," like try to cheer you on. That sounds pretty normal to me, actually. If I was in that scenario, you just
squeeze the breast,
because squeeze the breast. She was there. They were there. No, I'm not squeezing breasts. Because the dancers or those people, they were there. They went on the night out. They weren't invited. Yeah. They were in attendance. So you can't be in the middle of a sex show and then complain about what people asked of you in the moment.
No, you can.
No, to me...
You can. If this is a work outing,
what work are you doing? And it's
like, remember she said they were pressured to go on the night out. So it was like they didn't want to go.
She said it's against their religion. So is it against your religion? She didn't want to go. Your religion?
No, you're not hearing. I think you're being too black and white.
No, I'm being.
Low key. It's annoying.
No.
It's annoying because imagine work. It's a work event.
Imagine being an adult. Imagine being an adult.
Can you let me land, please? Can you let me land? Can you let me land, please? Please. Oh. Thank you. According to what was said, they didn't want to go and they voiced that and they were pressured into going. So I don't know what that means. That could be, if you don't come, we're axing you, we're firing you. You don't know because they've not given us details. But what they have said is they voiced that they didn't want to attend and they were pressured into going. And we don't know the extent of the pressure. It could be, if you don't come, we're going to look at you sideways. That could cause pressure, or it could have been something more serious. We don't know, right? And we're not going to know because we're not getting the details of the lawsuit. But yes, you can be an adult. Yes, you can say that's my faith. But when it comes to work, it's different. Like, for example, being on probation at a job, and you're invited to come to a social when you work in an office environment. A lot of people know that if you care about playing the game, if you want to,
you go to the social. I get it.
You will go whether you want to or not. You're gonna go because you need to be seen to be. We all know that in the corporate world, it's who likes you, not necessarily what you know and what you can do and experience. So I can 100% see a situation where, as an adult, you are in a working environment and someone's asked you, or you're feeling pressured to go somewhere or get involved in something that you don't want to do. What I can't agree with, essentially, what I'm saying here is what I can't agree with is with them going on the night out. I can see why that is something that they could be pressured into doing. The whole touching someone inappropriately when you don't want to, that's where I draw the line, actually. So I can go for work drinks even though I don't drink alcohol no more. They can be like, damn, you come to work drinks, and I'm like, I don't really drink, but I'll come because I feel pressure to go. Cool, I've made that decision. If I get there and they decide to start snorting cocaine, damn me, I'm gonna be like, I draw the line. You asked me to come out, I've come out. This one I can't do. Whether you like it or not. You can chant my name from now till your lips turn purple and pink. You can chant my name till kingdom come. You can mock me, laugh at me. You can say I'm gonna cancel your contract. That's fine. That goes against my morals completely. That's overstepping the mark. I can come, but to actually get involved in that one, you've taken it too far. So that's the bit that I don't agree with. But like, I see your point that adults didn't have to go, but I can also see why they went. But the squeezing someone's breast when you don't want to, sis, please, like, unless Lizzo took your hand and put it on the person's breast, I'm sorry, I can't. And I know some people.
There was all sorts. There was
but
stuff about that. There was stuff about bananas. I said.
But the bananas was the show, right?
No, but the bananas. They said that they were.
You said the banana thing was on the performance.
Yeah, no. So she was talking about this banana show, and somebody had said that she had asked them to eat the banana, and the banana was protruding from performers. I'm like, if that is on stage, if that is on stage and it's part of a performance, so it's not that. No, so it's not them performing. They're just being asked to partake in the show. If you understand what I mean, you're an audience member being asked to partake in the show. That's how the shows operate. There's actual performers on stage.
Oh, I thought you said that they were performing on stage.
No. There is a.
This was part of their performance. If it's that, then yeah, I can see why they would feel pressure to do it. It's part of the performance. If it's, the audience, then somebody else can do it. Get somebody else to do it.
It can always be someone else. I've been to a bar where there was like sex performance happening. I didn't know. I walked in. The lady on the stage called me to be a part of the performance. I looked at her one time. I said, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know where this is going. But I'm not a part of it. She was vexed. But I was like, I
was that a work event?
No, I was just out with friends.
Okay. Yeah, so that's friends. That's different. Work event, different. It's different. You have to think about the context, like going out with your friends and someone trying to peer pressure you into something. It's totally different from my boss, the person that's hired me, is trying to peer pressure me into doing something. And I'm in a work and I'm on a work trip. I think it's different. Especially given, remember I've said in the past that I feel like black women, we're more into playing the game.
Yeah, definitely.
We care more. Black men don't give a heck. No. Like, I'm not doing it. They've got an issue with hierarchy.
I don't think it's the issue of hierarchy. I think their morals don't change.
I feel like women.
Based on the scenario
I think women have the propensity to fall into that trap. What I'm saying is, someone like me, I will come to the strip club with you because you're saying it's a work event and you're telling me I have to be there. I will be there. But that whole touching somebody's breast, if I don't want to touch that breast, baby, I ain't touching that breast. I got a headache. I feel sick. I'm going home. Period. Have you seen Specs Gonzalez?
Yeah, Specs Gonzalez situation with his daughters. No, I saw it, but I didn't read it. It came up. I was very, very busy.
This is okay. I'm gonna start by saying that internet, people need to get lives. That's what I'm going to start with, okay? So you lot know my position on this from early, yeah? I feel like people need to go and get a life. I feel like not everything needs a think piece. I feel like not everything needs an opinion on it. I feel like people need to just get a grip. I feel like people just need to chill. Sometimes just laugh for what it is and keep it moving. I also think that people need to be, because we know that that's the ideal of what we would want online, but since people want to be going left and right, but not straight ahead to the actual point and understanding things as they are, that means that creators have to be careful of what they put out there, unfortunately. Which means that, unfortunately, those of you that consume the content from creators are going to have to just get to understand that eventually people are going to massively curb and police themselves online. And that means you're not going to get the full creativity because you can't hack it. You don't know how to deal with it. That's my opinion up front before I tell you what happened.
So what happened?
What happened was Specs did a video for TikTok, right? Basically, what he did was he was cracking jokes about how his daughters think that he can't get into the same spaces that they can get into. That's how I'm going to word it, right? So the girls are putting on their jackets as they're about to go out, right? They're putting on their jackets. He's like, girls, where are we going? They're like, Dad, we're going to this event, this day party. You can't get in. Tickets are already... Because he was like, can I come? They're like, well, I mean, if you can get in, by all means. He's like, really? Say less. They go to this day party. He gets in. He said he ran through security. He ran through. You know how Specs is.
Yeah.
But he's funny. He gets in. He was walking around. He's like, I got to find my daughters. I know they're in the venue. He gets to the back. One of them is winding up on the guy. The other one, she's just like vibes in, yeah? So he goes up to the one vibes with her till she sees him. She's like, vibes in, then she clocks who is looking at her.
Yeah.
She's like, literally shock face. Straight away, now I rate her for this. Straight away, she went to her sister and dragged her sister off the guy. Like, that's it. He caught it all, laughing, giggles. Then the next clip, he's asking them, I'm supposing on another day or another night, he's like, girls, where we going tonight?
Mm-hmm.
So the whole vibe was, I'm a dad of 2 girls, yeah. Man still got it. Man can still go to the events that my daughters can go to. Let's all go. They think that I ain't going to come out with them. Let's all go out together.
Right.
It was all laughs. It was all bands. When I saw it, even I forwarded it to my friend. I put it in the DM. I was like, oh my God, this is hella funny. This is giving my wife and kids Michael Kyle vibes. This is something I would 100% do to my kids when I'm older because I've got humor. Yeah, I get it. I get the bands. It's not that deep. Within 24 hours, here come the man them. Oh my days, imagine finding out that your daughter's a hoe.
Yeah.
Oh my days, imagine finding out that your daughter is all upon man. Imagine finding out that your girls are unruly. This is why I can't raise girls. This is why I don't want daughters. They're scary. Having a daughter is a risk. If I have a daughter, I'm gonna have to get rid. Are you serious?
Wow.
Here comes the girls. It's a bit misogynistic, innit? To be like following your girls out on a night out. If you had sons, you wouldn't do that. Can't we laugh? Can't we kiki?
I mean, if anyone knows anything about Specs, assuming that everyone does, but for those of you that don't know who he is, he's literally a joker. Like, he's just that guy.
Literally.
He's always been that guy.
He's hilarious.
He's never been
He's
any
hilarious.
other way. Not serious, 24/7. That's the guy, Specs. Yeah. I don't really know what to say with that one. He puts his content out on the internet, so people judge it and receive it and react to it how they do, innit? That's just what happens online.
And that's why I said what I said about because I know that we don't live in a world where people can just laugh at things. They have to take it left, right, everywhere but straight. Yeah. Creators are going to have to be more mindful of that and just put out mediocre stuff.
I don't think they do, though.
You know,
because you know who's been through it?
think so.
Steve-O's been through it. And I don't think his content's changed other than the fact that his daughters and his family have gotten older.
Yeah, but he doesn't give a heck. So he's just carrying on as normal.
But Specs is one of his people. I'm sure they're friends. So, like, they're going to be...
Yeah. I know that. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying Specs as an individual should claw back. I'm saying in general, we're going to see more people claw back on what they're putting out online because they don't want this sort of... Like, this was a video put out there for bants. And you know what's crazy, right? It's also an example of how things are received on different platforms. On TikTok, because I went and I looked at the comments. In fact, guys, I explained the video. I might just insert the video so you can see it. I looked at the comments, on TikTok. The comments was, oh my God, that's mad funny. It's giving Michael Kyle. Ha ha ha. Look at the daughter's face when he clocks her. It was all peace, love. We get the joke. This is hilarious. Some people were even saying they're going to do it. Women and men say they're going to do the same thing to their kids because it's hella funny. Can't wait for my kids to grow up so I can do something like this with them. On Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it, it was problems. It was think pieces. It was he's a misogynist. It was you had incels calling these girls all sorts of names. Young girls. Why are you calling them names? Why are you calling these girls hoes? What? Because she's dancing. Are you telling me you haven't been to a rave and danced with a girl? Does that mean that you think the girl you was dancing with is a hoe? Please riddle me this. Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense at
It's
all.
not necessary.
But again, yeah, like you said, it's the platforms, because Twitter to me has always been quite a negative space.
Toxic
Yeah,
place.
once you got into it. That's why if you go on any celebs Twitter from like 10 years before they were celebrity, 5 years before, you find these incriminating tweets because everyone just says some wild stuff on Twitter. But they didn't say it on Facebook. They didn't say it on Instagram. They just said it.
Yeah, Twitter. I guess Twitter's a place where people can say what they like, and there is a level of
perceived anonymity.
That's what I was gonna say. Thank you very much for filling.
I knew where you was going. I knew you was going.
Do you know why? Because I was really thinking how much I've got anxiety around how I pronounce things, because I know that more time you're gonna take the piss.
Take the piss. I only offer the correction if I know it even.
In a way that's not very kind to me. So, moving on. Thank you for filling it in for me. So, and it's true. I think it is true, because the DP is yay small.
So you just think that no one sees you, like
increase it. Yeah, people can put whatever. Like you can even change. You can have whatever DP you want. You're not putting up. You don't have to put any media up. You can just do words. So, and Twitter's the place where people have bare burners. I know people have burners on Instagram, but your burner on Instagram, more time it's private. So people know that it's private. They know you've got the burner, that kind of thing. Also, with Instagram, your phone number is heavily connected to it. So what people don't realize is, for example, back in the day when you could be like, oh, I don't want my colleagues to know
what my account,
my Instagram is. If your boss has got your phone number, I guarantee if they've got Instagram, Instagram has suggested
the link contacts thing.
Yeah, Instagram has suggested your profile to your boss. Don't try and act like you've hidden it. They've seen it. Unless you make it private, they've seen it. They've seen it. You can't hide anymore. But on Twitter, it doesn't quite work that way.
No, Twitter's
like loose. I have to look for you to even find you. Do you get it? Like there's no, like it's not the same. So yeah, so Twitter's a different space. And sorry, I hit my microphone. Yeah, so Twitter's a different space. So people feel like they can just say whatever they like. But my issue is I have a love-hate relationship with Twitter. I love Twitter because I get all the goss before it hits Instagram. And I guess you can say that I enjoy the toxicity of it.
You have to.
It's like, oh,
you have to.
Like I for me, it's entertainment at this point, as long as I'm not the topic at hand, which I have been before and I didn't know. But because of this podcast, and I'm so grateful to my friends for not showing me, because I would have been all up in them comments because I got things to say. You know me. But yeah, so I guess, but to me, it just highlighted that Gen Z, the younger gen. Yeah, it's Gen Z, right? Them lot ain't got humour. They ain't got a sense of humour, because I can guarantee the majority of the people that were laughing at that thing were probably people from our generation.
Wait, yeah, but wait. I don't think that's fair to say, because TikTok is predominantly used by them. So if that was the happy place, really, that's their platform.
No, but I still, but for the fact that we were making reference to things like My Wife and Kids and stuff, I feel like it's our generation still.
Yeah, but like my younger brothers and sisters know about My Wife and Kids. They used to watch that.
I still think that them lot that are our age would have got it.
I don't know, I feel like
we got it. And you know why I say that? Because there was other creators that I know are in our generation that were in the comments and they were laughing. And remember, I've been on Twitter for a long time. I've even come to know people on Twitter now. Yeah. Laughing. Funny. It's these younger heads that are on Twitter. Not the younger heads on TikTok. The younger heads on Twitter, they talk greasy. I've been on Twitter Spaces with these younger lot, and I've seen the difference between generations from the way they talk, what they say, their opinions. They are very much, I feel like they're very into the extremes. Like, they're very, like, I talk about men are trash, yeah. That whole men are trash movement is being pioneered right now by Gen Z.
I think it's Z.
Yeah, Gen Z. Is it Gen Z?
I think so. Because it's only Gen Z and then Gen X.
The younger lot.
I think we're X now.
Who's Gen X? Gen X. No, we're millennials.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so there's Z or X.
Whatever the younger ones
Yeah.
are, they're the ones pushing
Let
that.
me Google it.
They're the ones pushing that. Yeah, they're the ones
The
pushing
youngest gen.
I always Google it and then I always forget.
Me? I don't know.
But anyway, it wasn't that deep. I found it hilarious. And yeah. Anyway.
Oh, it's a late 90s.
Anyway.
That's Gen Z. Between 1997 and 2012.
Yeah, Gen Z. It's them.
Yeah.
They're the problem.
Yeah.
And I know when they hear me, it's going to be, look at this over 30 on a podcast.
Yeah.
She ain't got a man. Go get married. Like how, you know how they talk to ZZ Mills?
Yeah, ZZ,
Not that I want
ZZ
to be
does
spoken
get.
to like
ZZ
I don't want to be compared to ZZ.
She does get a lot of
Nor do I want to.
stick, man. I do feel it for ZZ. Sometimes. Some other times I'm like, oh, you're doing it to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. That's why I said I don't want to be compared to ZZ. Because sometimes I feel like she's sometimes I'm like, sis. Even like me, I'm like, sis. But sometimes she's making sense. Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm definitely with her more times than I'm not.
But, yeah. No.
I definitely say that. I'm with ZZ Mills more times than I'm not.
I think for me, it's 50-50. Sometimes she says things and I'm like, ZZ, nah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely.
But that's with everyone. I don't 100% agree with anything anyone says. Only what I say. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Not even what you say. Only what I say. Yeah, it makes sense. Only what I say.
I don't even agree 100% with what I say. I'll be like, yeah,
that's you, boy.
I felt that before.
As for me,
yeah.
No, I agree with it wholeheartedly in the moment.
Yeah, in the moment.
I can change my mind.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I can change my mind.
I'm like, now on reflection.
But
nah.
Because I can still learn. I can 100% agree with myself, still learn and change in the moment. But in that moment that I said what I said, believe me, I believed it. I don't care what. No, I stood by it. I'll stand by it in that moment. Yeah, that's what I believed. Later, new information came to me and I revisited. But in the moment, that's what I believe. Take it or leave it. That's your business. Guys, I did say that you lot will know what we're talking about. We won't know what we're talking about. You'll know because you can see the title of the episode. Venom and I had an idea for what our main topic was going to be. But if you look at the time, there's no
we didn't make it. We didn't make it because Lizzo was more intense.
You know what it is? We didn't make it because new friends, you've just locked into a podcast show where you've got where both co-hosts are hella opinionated, hella talkative. You've got one that acts like he's chill but he's argumentative, and then you've got the other one that doesn't pretend. She knows herself. She's argumentative. We don't let things go. We're going to argue to the end. Yeah. And because of that, Lizzo took longer than we wanted it to. But that's okay. We're going to end the episode here and we're going to store that topic we wanted to talk about.
That boy piece of information.
That bad boy piece of information. Yeah. Please, Lani, don't come for us with the copyrights, okay? We're going to store it. But just so you know, just as like a coming up next, what to expect type of vibe, yeah. We have a word or phrase of the week. And this, guys, family, this is how we're going to do it from now on. We're going to have a word or phrase of the week. And that is going to be what we're going to talk about in general. And next week, we're going to talk about single parenthood.
The follow-on movie to adulthood, kidulthood, single parenthood.
Single parenthood.
It's the next one. When Noel Clark gets his 10 million from the Daily Mail and then makes his next film.
And what we're going to talk about, yeah, is things like people who opt in to being a single parent purposefully, people who do it because that's their circumstance, We're going to talk about how it impacts the kids. We're going to talk about how it impacts dating. We're going to talk about how it impacts family. We're going to talk about how it impacts the community. We're going to go in. We're going to unpick single parenthood. Do you get it?
Are you ready?
And I just said it again.
Cannot be stopped.
Count it. That's what we're going to do.
You get it?
So, with that in mind, thank you. With that in mind, yeah, in the comments, we want to get you lot's opinions up front. That's how we're going to do it. Secondly, on the audio platforms, yeah, there's a poll and there's a question. Answer it, please, because it's going to formulate part of our conversation on this topic next week. In fact, you know, we were trying to think of a name for this rather than calling it word of the week, catchphrase of the week or whatever. Topic of the week.
Topic of the
week.
It encapsulates the whole thing.
Encapsulates the whole thing. And I told you that I would get a phrase for it. I told you that I would have a way of calling it that would make sense, and I got it. Topic of the week next week. Woo! Is single parenthood. Answer the questions on the platform that you're listening or watching on, so that we can collate it ready for next week, so that when we talk about it, we know what we're going. And you never know, that might even be your way to a shout out, because we might be like, so and so had this amazing perspective. Might
unpick that.
Get involved in that. You might be part of the unpicked conversation in that way. Anyway, I'm getting too gassed. Whatever I'm drinking in my cup is getting to my head.
You know, I actually legit haven't even seen you take a swig. I'm like, drinking? What are you drinking?
Yeah, because when you're talking, I'm taking swigs. Yeah, I'm here. Look.
Oh, no, tell a lie. I have seen this.
I'm like...
drinking the cup. I thought you don't drink anymore.
Really do it like
I thought you don't drink no more.
It's a sugary drink. I don't drink sugary drinks. But for energy, I do on the podcast. I don't drink alcohol. You tried it.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't trick me. I'm joking. You can tell that I really want to be Caribbean really bad. If I come back, I don't believe in reincarnation.
You want to be Caribbean really bad, do you?
No, I love being Nigerian. Don't get me wrong. But if I came back, I'll come back as a Caribbean.
Where would what island?
Any island.
Any. But the cultures are vastly different. Like, what are you trying to get into?
Okay, you tell me. You know me. You know my personality. You tell me what.
I don't know what you want to experience. I've never met.
No. It's not about what I want. I'm talking about my personality. Yeah. Where do you think that would fit?
My experience is only 2 islands. I've only been to 2 different islands on the Caribbean.
Okay, let's park that. Put that to the side. Anyway, guys, we've said what we need to say. I need to reel myself back in and this is how Venom and I will get into another conversation. Next thing you know, we're here for 2 hours. For what? So, guys, that's what we're doing. Thank you so much for getting us to our like target on YouTube the other day. Couldn't have done it without you. I'm setting another one. Again, this video, it must collect 10 likes. 10 likes, it must collect it. Please, please. Help us out. We can't go far. We've seen in the comments people saying, this podcast should have more followers than this. This podcast should have more views than this. This podcast, more people should have seen this. They can't see it if you don't engage with it. Watching it, listening is absolutely amazing. But the podcast, the way the algorithm works, they're not going to push out our content to more eyes if you don't like it, if you don't leave comments, if you don't engage with it in more ways than just watching or in more ways than just listening. This is why you hear me go on and on about giving us 4 to 5 star ratings on the audio platforms. This is why you hear me talk about leave a comment. This is why you hear me talking about liking the content, because that is what tells these platforms that people like it, and it pushes it out to more people so they can see. So if you support us and you really want us to go far, the way that some of you are saying in the comments, then please engage with it. Share it with your friend, tell a friend, go to work, tell your colleagues about it. You know the circles you run with. More time, you probably have similar interests with your friends. If you're interested, your friends might be interested too. Drop it in the group chats so that we can get ourselves out there, so we can have a bigger community, and then we can start doing things like watch parties, shows, you know, all that good stuff. We need the numbers in order for us to do it. We can start doing live streaming on YouTube and stuff like that once we have the numbers. We can't do that currently, and we would love to do that with you. With that being said, is there anything else, Venom?
That definitely covers everything.
Socials on the screen. Yeah, man. Guys, it was fun. It was great being here with you. I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope to see you again next week. Until then,
Peace.